Good evening, guys. Another Lincoln Chronicle. Well, somebody noticed in one of my videos this thing in the background. So I have a 61 convertible Continental here. One of the guys on the Suicide Slabs group noticed or reached out to me, and I told him I'd do some work on it, try and get things working. So what have I done so far? Found a lot of things wrong with it and spent a lot of time troubleshooting, but right at this point I've got the trunk opening and closing, excuse me. And that's all I've got done, and it's probably taken me about 10 to 15 man hours of doing the work. Replaced the pump, found out that that was bad first. Replaced the hoses, found out that they were leaking, and then replaced a couple relays. If you recall, I told you before, these super awesome cheap relays, okay, that are only $1 each, are great to use, whether permanently or temporarily. So I replaced the the screw unlock relay and the trunk open relay. Replace those with new ones, so I can get things working. The other thing I did is I've traced just about every wire on the back that deals with the trunk. Did continuity testing on all the limit switches, and basically then I've run power to the back of the car. Now I've moved the switch back here just so I can play with things back here instead of having to do it up at the dashboard. And you can see here that I just kind of hardwired it in, so that's the wire into basically the up and down switch. You can see everything else down here is kind of a mess. I apologize, but just kind of working on things as we go. Now, the big error I found, and the thing that I wanted to mention in this video, is that I had a problem with every time I did the switch, whether I did the switch open or closed, the trunk would always close. So I began to troubleshoot by basically removing the relays out of the circuit. And what I found so far is that the top, this is the, give me a second, top down relay. The top down relay, for some reason, it looks like it may be shorted. It could be bad, but it's sending power. It was sending power to the pump to close the trunk lid no matter what. So basically, now we've got it working. If I can pull, it's hard for me to pull when I'm got one hand. So we got stuff working. You can actually see the screws down there. They're probably hard to see them turning, but okay. So we got the trunk lid going up and down, and that's the key thing. So now I can get into the trunk lid pretty easily. I know that it works fine. I know the up and the down functionality of it works. Really, the next thing is to start getting the top to go in and out. And to be honest with you, before that is to get the flipper panel to work, open and close. But I've tested the flipper panel, so this is a long video. I apologize, guys, but I think the key to this really is going to be, number one, making sure your switches are all correct and that the continuity in the switches, and that's easy to check with the voltmeter. The second thing is making sure that your relays are good, and that's probably what I'm going to spend the most time on this car, is replacing old relays. But we'll see. Time will tell. So, like I said, about 15 hours so far spent on it. Got the top, the trunk lid working. I'd probably estimate another 15 to 20 hours to get the top in and out of it. So we'll see what happens, okay? More updates as we go. Let me know if you have questions, and I'll be happy to do a special video. See you guys.